Hi, welcome to Maree. My name's Sue and today I'm going to share a no-bake dessert. It's my no-bake raspberry icebox cake. It's super delicious. It's a great one to prep the day before you've got guests coming, and it doesn't have that many ingredients. I'm using frozen raspberries that I've defrosted, some biscuits, some cream cheese and a lime. That's it. So if you'd like to see how I make my no-bake raspberry icebox cake, come with me and let's see. So step one, I've prepped these the day before. I had frozen raspberries, one 350 gram packet, and I just heated it up on my stovetop until they were defrosted and all the liquid was taken off. So I'm just going to pop them into my blender. And if you don't have a blender, you can do this with a potato masher. We need to puree them. So this dessert reminds me of a really famous dessert in Australia called chocolate ripple cake, which I've never really liked because I don't like eating a lot of cream, but I like cream cheese. So it's kind of a version of that, but I'm doing it with gingernut biscuits, not chocolate biscuits. So let's whiz this up. I think that'll be enough. And I've got a lime here. It's not very green. It doesn't look very limey, but I'm going to get the zest of that lime. And it's not a very big one, so I think I'm going to use it all. Just before we put that in, I'm going to squeeze this lime. We need half a teaspoon, so I'm just going to juice 1/2. So I've got a tub, 250 gram tub of mascarpone cheese here. You can also do this with Philadelphia cream cheese. It's a half a teaspoon of lime juice. I want to whip this up first before I add the raspberries. And I'm going to add some icing sugar and I'm just going to sift that in. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons. And you can add more or less. So let's just sift that over. Whoops, my icing sugar's jumping out everywhere. Let's whip this up for a few minutes. I'm going to add all the lime rind now, or the zest of the lime. And I'm going to add the raspberry puree, but I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. I want to just make sure that I've got the right consistency because I added everything in today because I didn't have much liquid. Just going to stop it and scrape the side of the bowl. And I almost think that that's right. I'm going to leave the other half of the raspberries for serving because let me just check that. It's got the right zing. Got the right creaminess, and I don't want to make it too runny. So let's get one more whip. So next step is we need to grab a serving platter. So I've got this large slate plate that I use for everything, and we're going to just grab a tiny bit of this mix, and we need to do a strip on our platter, and this is what we start layering the biscuits on. So I'm going to do a log shape like the chocolate ripple cake. And I just find it easier to just throw it into, so we need to add some of the cream mix and we just start stacking that and hopefully I can get it to stay. So like the chocolate ripple cake, it's a log, and then I add another bit. I'm just doing it to the bottom. Just bring those around. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm using, they're called gingernuts here in the UK. But you can use any kind of biscuits. You could even use biscotti biscuit. And what happens overnight, the ginger nut biscuit, that becomes the cake. It softens with all this cream cheese. I don't think I'm going to use all my biscuits. What I might do, I might leave some to crush and decorate on top. Okay, so we've got our little log. I think that's just about it. And look, it doesn't even need to be smoothed over. It's fine like that. We need to cover it with plastic wrap, leave it overnight. If you can't wait overnight, at least 8 hours, and then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do a taste test and I'll show you how I decorate it. I'm going to place my raspberry icebox cake in the fridge and I'll come back tomorrow. So we're back with our raspberry icebox cake and I can't wait to unveil it. So I'll just remove the plastic. It's been in the fridge overnight and it's nice and chilled. I got it out about 10 minutes beforehand. Okay, let's move that plastic out of the way. So as I promised, I'm going to decorate it with a little bit of the leftover raspberry puree. You can add some icing sugar to this to sweeten it if you don't like the tartness of raspberries. I quite like it tart, so I'm going to leave it. So I'm just going to grab this spoon. I'm going to drizzle some over the top. It's still quite chilled, so it's not really drizzling. I think that looks pretty good. And I've got some leftover biscuits, so I'm just going to crush them with my hands if I can into this bowl. You can crush them in a food processor or with the back of a rolling pin, also works. But I'm just going to be a little bit freeform today. So you don't have to have them too fine. I've still got a few larger pieces in there. So I'm just going to sprinkle some of them on top. And I had some fresh raspberries, so I saved them. I'm just going to add a few to the side. So there you have it. Now let's cut into it and have a look. So what I'd suggest is cutting it on the diagonal. So let's just slide that one along. Then you'll get the really pretty texture. You probably get about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 pieces. And I would take a slice off like that. And then I'm just trying to pick it up for you. I'd serve it on a plate. And that one didn't come away freely, of course, because I'm doing it for the camera. And drizzle some raspberries on top. You can add cream, ice cream, whatever you like. And let's just throw some of those around the plate. So that's it. Let me come close and I'll do a taste test with you. So there's a close-up of my raspberry icebox cake. Let's have a little taste. I think it needs a little bit of ice cream. It's quite delicious. The ginger biscuits are quite punchy. They've gone really soft. This is a really simple, easy dessert to whip up for summer, winter, any time of year. Give it a go and let me know in the comments below what you think. And I'll pop a few other links to some other dessert ideas up above. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new here today. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.